Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry back again with another BoLS unboxing. Today I have a special treat. It's actually going to be two unboxings, so we're going to go through both of the Fighter Squadron packs for Armada, for both the Imperials and the Rebels. I'm going to go through all the ships and all the different cards, and I'm pretty pumped about this. They're still in their wrappers, as you can see, the plastic on there. That's why we have that lovely glare. That's what the back of the box looks like. One of the things I did want to point out too, this is, I don't know if this is new or just haven't noticed it before, but these Star Wars FFG products have the Disney logo now. So I know that Star Wars, again, owned by Disney now, but haven't seen the Disney logo show up on any products up until this point. So new packaging, so there you go. Anyway, pretty stoked. Like I said, let me go ahead and tear this plastic off and we'll jump right on in. Alright, I've got the packaging off, and just a quick tip, found this out the hard way. You're definitely going to want to use scissors. As you can see here, I ripped this one up. This is the Imperial box, but on the Rebel box I was like, hey, if I cut along the seam, I get a nice clean opening. So if you have an X-Acto knife, that'll work too, but yeah, this stuff is no joke. So let's start with the Rebel box, or the Imperial box, excuse me. I'm just going to open it on up here. So this is the back of the box. So we've got all that stuff there. Pull all this fancy wrapper out. And then it's got just the packaging slipped in there. So this expansion does include, looks like we've got a TIE, looks like a TIE Advanced, TIE Bomber, regular TIE Fighters, and then the, oh gosh, you guys are gonna kill me on that one. The TIE, what are those called? What are they called? I can't remember now. TIE something or other. TIE Advanced, TIE Interceptors. Came to me. Woo! Alright, so I'll say that as I'm opening this up. Alright, so we got some cards, we've got dials, and again, not easy to get out of the packaging. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright. Sweet. So again, punch out, got your dials, got your shield cards and defensive abilities, all that fun stuff. The different things for the squadrons. The different dials for the different ships again, and all that fun stuff. So as you can see there, there's the looks like characters, and then just generic dial sides. That's cool. Let's look at the miniatures first, and then I'll take a look at the cards here. Let me toss that stuff to the side. All right, all you Imperials players out there playing the Imperial March for me right now. Alright, there's all your extra dials, all that fun stuff to build. Okay. Yeah, let me zoom way in because these ships are pretty small. So I've got a nice area here. You can take a look at them. So again, those are the TIEs. We've seen these before in the big box. So those are no surprise there. These are the TIE Advanced, piloted by Vader himself. We get a whole squadron of those. So that's going to be cool. Can't wait to read the rules on that. And then the TIE Interceptors, also here, as you can see there. Pretty sweet looking. I like the job on that. Good job, FFG. I like the ships there. So put them out so you can see. And then where's the old bombers? There we go. Here's a bomber. Whoop. Check that out. That's the rear of the bomber. Nice big ship, the old bomber bay on the side there next to the actual cockpit. So I'm gonna move these ships out of the way since we can take a look at the 4 ships that come in the pack. So those are the ships. Let me zoom back out here. Let's take a look at some of these cards, huh? So first up, no big surprise here. We've got our TIE Squadron. We've seen these before. This is the same ones from the starter box, and they have the Sworn Social Rule. They have a movement of 4, and yeah, you can see all the stats there. So 3 hits. They roll 3 blue die against squadrons and 1 red die against the ship. So we've seen those before. Mauler Mithril. He's from probably recognize him from Star Wars, the fighter game, Assault or Fighter. That game. So yeah, X-Wing, that's what I'm trying to say. Also, same deal, same stats. He also has a special ability after you move, each squadron engaged with you suffers 1 damage. So pretty cool there. And he's got some defensive abilities on the bottom, which we haven't seen before, so that's pretty cool. And then we've got a TIE Advanced Squadron here. This is an escort ship. They have 5 hull, so that's pretty cool. It's about as tough as an X-Wing. Squadrons you are engaged with cannot attack squadrons that lack escort unless performing a counterattack. So add some variety to the gameplay there. So that's going to be neat. And then we have Vader, the man himself, in the TIE Advanced Squadron. Okay, that's pretty cool. So he has kind of the same thing with the escort rule. He's got the 2 defensive abilities, and while attacking each one of your it's a critical icon, it adds 1's damage to the damage total. So that's pretty cool. Most of the time ships can't crit, so yeah, I think that's a crit symbol. I'm a little rusty. Next up we have the TIE Interceptor Squadron. So this is a new card. They're faster than TIEs. Obviously they're interceptors. They still have 3 hull. They have 4 attack dice against squadrons, which is nice, and 1 red die against, or 1 blue die against ships. Vader actually has a black die. I forgot to point that out too. If you see there, that's a black die. So he's rolling 3 blue and 1 black against squadrons, and 1 black die against the ships. So that's actually pretty good. The TIE Advanced also 3 blue, 1 black. So I want to call that out. So these guys, 4 blue, 1 blue, 4 blue against squadrons, 1 blue against ship. These guys have counter 2. After a squadron performs a non-counter attack against you, you may attack that squadron with an anti-squadron armament of 2 blue dice, even if you are destroyed. So they get to swing on the way out. That's pretty cool. And again, also has swarm. While attacking a squadron engaged with another squadron, you may re-roll 1 die. So that's pretty sweet. And then Sooner Fell, the man himself, also from Star Wars X-Wing. Same deal, he's got the same abilities as a regular TIE Interceptor Squadron. He's 7 more points. I forgot his point value down at the bottom. And again, he's got the defensive abilities there. After a squadron you are engaged with, his special ability, after a squadron you are engaged with performs a non-counterattack, it suffers 1 damage if it did not attack you. So he's kind of a shoot me first or I'll shoot you even more type of guy. And he gets counter 2, so even if on the way out he gets to, yeah, hit 2 more dice. TIE Bomber Squadron, as you can see here, this is a new card. We have 5 hull, 4 speed, 1 black die against squadrons, and 1 black die against ships. So that's pretty cool. It's a bomber. While attacking a ship, each of your critical icons adds 1 damage to the damage total, and you can resolve a critical effect. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's a heavy, do not prevent. This ship does not prevent engaged squadrons from attacking ships or moving. So this is a heavy ship, meaning, again, normally if you engage a squadron, meaning you get within one distance stick of them, then they cannot get away from you. You basically resolve that combat until one side's dead, and it's kind of like Thunderdome. Basically, when you're in the Thunderdome, you're engaged. Only 1 ship squadron can leave, unless you're all friendly, but that doesn't count. So this guy doesn't stop that, so that's cool. And then we have Major Reimer, the TIE Bomber Squadron special pilot here. He is 16 points compared to 9 for the TIE Bomber. He's got the defensive icons, as you can see at the bottom as well. And he is still a bomber, still heavy, so same stuff. His special ability, friendly squadrons at distance 1 can attack enemy ships at close to medium range using all dice in their battery armament. So that's pretty cool. That's some extra firepower right there, folks. So probably see him more on the board. But that's pretty much it for the Imperials. Let me go ahead and pause, and we'll take a look at the Rebels. All right, so the Empire definitely got some love with that with the Imperial Fighter Squadron pack. So I'm thinking the Rebels are probably gonna have some pretty good stuff too. So let's take a look here. Go ahead and peel it out again using scissors to cut that correctly. I'm gonna get to that, and it looks like we're gonna be getting some A-wings, some Y-wings, more X-wings, and some B-wings here, if the expansion label is any indication there. So all the ships, we'll get to those in a minute. And let me fight with this to get them out of their package. It's very nice of the FFG to include all of these Ziploc bag. They're not Ziploc, but these little resealable packages, so you can keep all of your stuff. So toss that to the side. Again, we got the punch outs, all the different shield things, the different squadrons, dials, special characters it looks like on the back of the dial or top of the dial, depending on how you build them. You can flip those out. So, yep. And the cards. Let's get to the cards first this time. We'll get to the ships here in a second, so keep you guys waiting. X-Wing squads. You zoom in here. So X-Wing Squadron. We've seen these before from the base game. No big surprise there. Bomber and escort. So squadrons you are engaged with cannot attack squadrons that lack escort unless performing a counterattack. And bomber, you again add your critical icon adds 1 damage to the effect, and you can resolve a critical hit. We've seen these all before. So 5 hull and 4 blue die against the squadron, 1 red die against the ship, and speed of 3. Their special pilot, however, is different than the box set. We have Wedge until he's the man. All right, so Wedge here goes on to be quite famous, if I do say so myself, in the extended universe. So same stats, bomber, escort, all those things. He does have the cards are at the bottom here, the shield abilities, or sorry, the defensive abilities. While attacking an activated squadron, you may add 2 blue dice to your attack pool. Whoa! So Wedge is rolling 6 dice. That's pretty cool, as long as the squadron has already activated. So do not get caught with your pants down around Wedge. So Wedge is pretty beefy. Next up, looks like we got some Y-Wings. So first up, we have a Y-Wing squadron. These are all new cards here. Speed 3, so same speed as an X-Wing. They have 6 hulls, pretty beefy. 2 squadron attack that are blue, and 1 ship attack that's black. Wedge, by the way, also a black die on the attack versus ships. So I wanted to call that out. It's a bomber, and it is also heavy. So again, does not prevent, once engaged, does not prevent a ship from leaving. So that's cool. So it's Y-Wings. They are bombers too, so they're really effective, or they're more effective, I should say, than in ships. And we have Dutch Vander here as the Y-Wing Squadron special card. He has an extra blue die, so he's 3 blue die on the attack, same speed and hull, and 1 black die, just like the other one. His special ability, and we got the defense things here. Special ability: when a squadron you are attacking suffers at least 1 damage. That's good. You may toggle its activation slider to the activated slide. If it was already activated, it suffers 1 additional damage instead. So that's kind of cool. You can stop other squadrons from activating with this guy, or you can stack, pile on the damage. So that's pretty nice. And that's only squadrons. That's not other ships. So he can't lock down like a big destroyer, Star Destroyer. Sorry. All right, A-Wings. These are also new. Let's see here. 4 hull, 5 speed, so just as fast as the fastest ties out there. We got 3 blue die on the attack and 1 black die against ships. It's a counter 2, so after a squadron performs a non-counter attack, you may attack that squadron with anti-squadron armament of 2 additional blue dice, even if you were destroyed. So yeah, you get to throw 2 more dice at them, and they're pretty cheap. They're 11 points, so that's pretty cool. And then their pilot here, Tycho, he is also from Star Wars Attack Wing, so he's an A-Wing Squadron Ace here. He's got 3 squadron and 1 black, so same as the base ships, but for 5 more points versus the base ship, you also get these special abilities and the defensive abilities here. You are not prevented from moving or attacking ships while you are engaged. That's pretty cool. So if he gets engaged, he can just kind of zip on out and keep on fighting. So pretty powerful ability there. B-Wing Squadrons. I do have a fondness of the B-Wings. They are a crazy looking ship, and I do like them. They are bombers, but they are not heavy. So much like the X-Wing, so they're not heavy, but they are still bombers, so they're very effective against fighting ships, or more effective, I should say. They have a speed of 2, so they're pretty slow. They have 5 hull. They have 3 squadron dice that are blue when attacking squadrons, and a blue and a black die when attacking a ship. And don't forget, with that critical ability, any crit you roll adds 1 damage to the effect, and you can resolve a critical effect. Pretty handy against shooting big ships. So your Imperials, watch out for those B-Wings. They're going to be nasty. We got Kian Farlander as the B-Wing Squadron Fighter Ace. Speed 2, 5 hull, same deal there. He's rolling 2 black dice against ship. That's almost as good as some of the other ships out there. The big ships, anyway. He's still a bomber, and he's got the defensive abilities as well. While attacking a ship, if the defending hull zone has no shields, you may reroll any number of dice in your attack pool. That's pretty solid. So that's gonna definitely keep an eye out. And he's only, compared to the other one, he's 6 more points than a regular B-Wing squad. So fighters are gonna be everywhere. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the Rebel ships. This is what I know you were all waiting for. We do the same thing here. Keep bumping the camera. We zoom in. We've got an A-Wing right there, which I'll kind of move around. Kind of hard to see because of the type of lighter colored plastic they used for the Rebels versus the Imperial ships, and then the X-Wings. So you've seen those before. Let's go ahead and look at these individually. Here we have the A-Wing. As you can see here, let me try to focus in on that a little bit better. Pretty cool sculpt. Flying around with 3 of those bad boys on a stand. This is pretty cool. Pretty good detail too, I want to say. Just there's little things that the camera's probably not doing a good job of picking up. But you can see here's the B-Wing, and that's actually the stand, so it would fly like this. It's not part of the ship. That little part coming at the bottom, so it's going to fly almost sideways, as you can see there. But pretty good sculpt for being such a small model. And then the Y-Wing, as you can see here. So same deal. Looks good across the board. Good job, FFG. I like to see, you can kind of see with the shadows there. There's actually a lot more detail to these miniatures than first appears, and then the X-Wing again, as you can see there. So we've seen these from the starter box. So anyway, but that's the last of the ships. That's the Rebels that we get. So 3 new ships for each faction. All new rules, all new fun stuff to play around with. I'm looking forward to get these fighter squadrons in the game. But we also have some more big ships to go through. So come back next time where I've got a ton of the new big ships, and we're going to go through all of those probably pretty shortly this week. So anyway, AdamHarry from BoLS signing off. Have a good one.